Let the current hold you. Let the current guide you. The river that gently flows through your soul whispers, "Come, let us worship." May these words by Manish Mishra Mazrati guide us in this sacred time together, shape this sacred space we create together. Come, come, let us worship. Our chalice lighting today is by Elizabeth Lerner McClay. It's called We Are So We Are Bound Together. As drops of rain that find each other and build to become a track, a rivulet, a stream, a river, a sea, so are we drawn together. So are we fortunate to find each other. So are we bound together on this sacred passage towards an unknown ocean and eternity. Will you join me in our opening hymn? It's Peace Like a River. It's number 100 in your gray hymnal. Please rise in body or in spirit and see if you can tap into the different feelings that we feel along the journey of this hymn. We're going to get a little bit more joyful when we're joy like a fountain. We might get a little bit more serene when we're peace like a river. Okay. Thank you. Will you stay standing for our words of affirmation? They are in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace,
to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. As you are seated, I would like to invite anyone that feels called, kids, youth, adults that just like to be close to a story, to come down front. And if you don't want to, don't worry. I am not a quiet person. My voice will carry. You will hear me wherever you are. Good morning, friends. Come on down. I'm gonna shift and stand this way so everybody can see me. Yeah. So because today isn't, you guys can have a seat right there. Because today is an all ages service, I wanted to bring in some movement, some interaction. So this is a participatory story, if you would like to. My friend Vivian is behind me. Can you all find Vivian? Excellent. And Vivian is going to be holding up some cue cards as I tell the story. And you are invited to do what is on the cue cards. Now, if you are having trouble or can't see the cue cards, or if you cannot read yet, do not worry. This is an all-ages service. You have friends all around you. They can whisper to you what it says, and then you can participate too. Sound good? Yeah? All right, let's get started. Once upon a time, there was a single drop of water named Higgins. One night, as the sun began to set, Higgins drifted off to sleep and began to dream. Has anyone here ever had a dream? Anyone dream? Maybe last night, maybe the night before? Yeah, me too. Now, Higgins knew they were dreaming because for the very first time in their entire water drop life, they were drifting up towards the sky, which was something they had never done before. Higher and higher and higher, they rose. As they rose, they started to notice they were not alone. They looked to their left. If you're not sure which one is your left, you can make two L's with your fingers. The one that looks like an actual L is the left. If you're not sure which letter is an actual L, look to your neighbor. Chances are they're pointing in the right direction. They looked to their right. All around them were other water drops. Slowly, the water drops and Higgins started to move. Anyone feel like they need to move? Go ahead. The water drops and Higgins started to move. And as they moved, they began to join together and form a family. A big, puffy, white cloud family, to be exact. Together, they floated through the sky. Go ahead and float if you want to. They floated through the sky for what seemed like an eternity. But eventually, the drops started to separate and fall back down to earth. As the drops fell, Higgins started to feel a bit sad because it had been, well, it was a fun trip going down to earth. Anyone like the feeling of falling? I do not. I will not raise my hand for that. Yeah, I know some kids really like the feeling of falling. Even though it was a fun trip back down to earth, they started to feel like they were missing being part of something greater than themselves. And before Higgins knew it, splat! They hit the ground hard. There was green stuff all around them. Anyone want to take a guess what the green stuff was? Think about it. If a water drop is falling from a cloud to the sky, what do you think? Grass! There was green stuff, now we know it was grass, all around them. And slowly they started to sink down into the ground. It was cold. It was dark. And Higgins wasn't sure where the other water drops had gone. Higgins kept falling and falling through the ground. And then they slammed up against something pretty hard. Higgins was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Anybody ever been there? I have. Higgins was stuck between a rock and a hard place for quite a long time. But eventually, they made it past the rock. And when they did, they were so happy because they noticed that there were other drops around them. Other drops had made it past the rock and the hard place. And once again, the drops started coming together. But this time, they came together in an underground stream. The stream flowed along, and Higgins couldn't help but get more and more and more excited. You see, some of these drops were ones that had been from the sky. Some had been from a cloud. Some were entirely new drops that Higgins had never met before. And all of them had really interesting stories to tell. Have you ever met someone new that had an interesting story to tell you? Yeah? What about any of you? Anyone met someone new that had an interesting story to tell? I wonder if they're like these stories. One drop remembered being part of a plant that had been eaten by a deer. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Just like that. One remembered being part of a great storm that had been blown through the trees. One even remembered being part of a snowflake. Brr. As Higgins listened to all the different stories, they couldn't help but think how nice it was to be part of something again, especially part of something that was made up of so many different drops from so many backgrounds. Eventually, that stream made its way out of the darkness and into the light. Woohoo! As the stream journeyed along, it was quickly joined by another stream, and another, and another, and another, and another, until it became a mighty river. The river traveled fast, and finally it was joined by a big body of water that one of the elder drops called the sea. I purposely did not give any prompts for that one because I wanted to see how many different waves we could have. And I love the many different waves we have. Higgins had never felt more at home. There, in this amazing community called the sea, made of completely individual drops of water. Again, some were from rivers and streams, some were from the sky, some were from melted snow. Day in and day out, drops continued to join, and they were celebrated upon their arrival. And sometimes, as sad as it was, drops would leave, disappearing back into the sky. And although Higgins and the others mourned their loss, they knew that they were continuing on their journey, and they wished them well wherever they were headed. It was at this very moment that Higgins woke up, and they knew what they must do. They packed their things, whatever things a water drop has. I don't know. We can talk about that later on another day. What does a water drop need to pack? But I would be interested in your opinions on what a water drop packs. They packed their things and began their journey to the sea, to the community that they knew was waiting for them. The end. Oh, thank you. Now, why did I choose to tell this story today? Well, one, it's about water, and today is water communion. But there's a bigger meaning. Just like the drops of water that came from different sources, from different streams to find and build community, we have come from different sources, different streams, maybe even different cities, different churches, different backgrounds, all types of different things, to be part of this community. And I, personally, I'm so glad to be a part of it. I now invite you to please rise and body your spirit as you are willing and able, and join us in singing As Tranquil Streams. And you, friends, can head back to wherever you would like to sit. You may be seated.
As we enter into our time of joys and concerns, we'll begin by marking the physical death of 3 of our beloved members over the summer: Grace Curtis Shea, Mary Ann Taylor, and Bob Goggins. We will no longer hear their voices, feel their embrace, or exchange ideas with them in the same way. We've suffered a great loss. Our community is diminished by 3. We will extinguish these 3 flames in honor of their physical passing and the loss that we feel together as a community in not having them here in the same way with us. This one's fighting to stay alive. It must be punchy. Yeah. And we know that all life lives on in ways that we don't ever fully understand. We know that we carry these lives and all the ways in which we've been touched by them with us, and that at least in a way, they live on through us and this community where they were nurtured. So we light 3 more flames from our chalice candle in honor of all the ways in which these lives stay with us and continue to move and shape the world that birthed them. They have returned to source, as we all do, but they are not lost. They move in and through us still. In gratitude for their divine light, we light these flames, and maybe we be warmed by them here and evermore. This is the time now where we have a moment to share our joys and sorrows, prayers and concerns, our own and our neighbors, by lighting candles for those we hold dear in our parish, our community, and the world. If you're with us on Zoom today, we invite you to share your comments in the chat, and then we will read them out in the sanctuary. We know that there are always joys, sorrows, and complicated mixtures of emotion too tender to be shared publicly, so we'll light one final candle in honor of all that we hold still in our hearts. Would you join me in the spirit of meditation, reflection, prayer, as is your practice? Maybe you take some deep breaths. Maybe you settle your body into its place. Maybe you settle your spirit a little bit more into your body. Maybe your eyes close or your gaze lowers. Whatever helps you prepare for something important. Gracious mystery, we have tears today like raindrops. We have lost beloveds. We have said unkind words. We've been hurt by those we trusted. We are grieving and lonely, and sometimes we feel very lost, don't we? And of course, it is when we feel most unmoored, most tossed about, that the skies seem to open, that the winds feel like they might blow us off course, that the storms move everything around us. And even as we know there can be a gift in this, it is not fun. It is not fun. Sometimes we have peace like floating along a serene and majestic river. No matter what rapids come, we know that we can find that deep peace within us, where there is quiet, and where the voice of our intuition reminds us that we are enough just as we are. We have a peace within us that can feel so difficult to access sometimes, but that is always there for us when we are able to get out of our own way. When we can quiet our minds and all the voices in there that are not our own. When we can sink down into our divine selves, into who we truly are. Love, we have questions and fears and uncertainties and anxieties that could fill an ocean. We do not know where the journey will lead. We do not know how long we will be traveling together or at all. We do know that the river will rise and fall, that we will have to ride some waves, and that fighting the current is a losing battle. Beloveds, we here have joy like the biggest, brightest fountain you can imagine. We have belly laughs and snuggles with furry friends and hugs from someone we love. We have joy that overflows from our full hearts, so much that it changes us and those around us. Let that joy guide us as best as we can. May that joy remind us of the beauty and the wonder of continuing on. May all that is sacred hear these spoken prayers and those lifted up now in a time of quiet. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen. We'll stay seated for our next hymn. It's There's a River Flowing in My Soul, number 1007 in your teal hymnal. I'm right next to you. Okay, try again.
How about now?
Can you hear?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Perfect. So I would like to invite you now to either stay seated or stand up or move to the aisles because we are going to get out of our heads a little bit and into our bodies, which some of you were already just doing. So you were like a beat ahead of us. Water is full of energy. It has power to nourish and heal, but it also has power to change and transform everything and anything it touches. As a community, we have that same power, but sometimes we need a reminder of how to tap into that energy. So like I said, that is what we are going to do right now. Get out of our heads and into our bodies a little bit. And to remind us that we are also a transformative source, just like water.
Who's made a rainstorm before? Raise your hand. Have you made a rainstorm before? Some of you. So some of you know exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to make a rainstorm, and we're going to do it all with our bodies. We're going to make the whole sound of a rainstorm. Do you know how a rainstorm sort of slowly starts and then gets louder and louder, and then it slowly ends back to quieter and quieter? Do you remember how it flows if you really pay attention to the whole rainstorm? We're going to do it just like that. So April and I will both cue you when it's time to move on to the next thing, but we don't have to all move on to the next thing at the same time. We can slowly move on to the next thing when we feel ready. So if you really like doing the thing you're doing, stay doing the thing you're doing. If you want to move on to the next one right away, move on to the next one right away. If we end up doing all of them at the same time, that's actually the most like what a rainstorm is like, if we're doing all of them at the same time. But we will start the first one, and we'll go back and forth doing the next one with our side, and we'll make the arc, and then we'll come back down. But what's most important is that you use your bodies and really get into it. Can everybody do that? Yeah? I want the people in the back. Can everybody do that? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, great. You want to start? Or do you
Sure,
want?
I
Yeah,
can start.
you start the first one. Gotta do the sound. Here's where, if you want to make a thunder sound, you could make a thunder sound. Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
Look what we made together. There's nothing more powerful than a community that has come together, right? Towards a common purpose. When we all add our waters to the drop, to the bucket, we can do something incredible. when we all use our whole bodies and our whole hearts, we can do something incredible, and we get to experience that together. And from that place of abundance of our own power in our bodies and in our spirits, we give back to this place that has fed us. From that place, we can give with gratitude to sustain this home that has nourished us in all sorts of different ways. You are invited to share your gifts in all the ways that you share gifts. But today, in this exact moment, I'm inviting you to share your gifts from your wallet so that we can all create this space in the way that is necessary with that one way that we share our gifts together. Our offering will now be gratefully given and received. Each year, we begin again in love by ritually gathering waters from places of meaning in our lives to symbolize our coming together in community. Each molecule of water swirls together with each other to create something new, just like we do here.
Just like our water, when we come together, we are refreshed, strengthened, and renewed. We are invited into a renewal moment of community. We are reminded that we are so much more capable than we realize. More wise, more resilient, more compassionate, more loving, more peaceful. Just like the sea which gathers waters together and yet is never full, we realize that we are always able to hold more than we realized, for we contain multitudes.
Water is life. It moves in us, and we need it for our very survival. It creates vast networks under the surface of the earth. It quenches our thirst and gives nourishment to green things and human things. It cleanses us. It buoys us. In it, we feel less of our own weight, perhaps less of the weight of the world. It makes up most of who we are. Water is life.
This symbolic water represents our past. It represents all the waters of all the times we have held this ritual. It holds the tears and the sweat of our ancestors. I only have 2 hands, so I have to put it down. And all of the love and devotion that has been poured into this place for hundreds of years.
To the past, we'll add water that has been brought by you. Water that comes perhaps from sacred streams or serene rivers, from mighty oceans and strong rapids, from taps across this city and this region that represents all of the ways in which we are connected and care for each other. These waters symbolize your connection to all that is greater. They connect us to the great stream of life that we step into for such a short time and that moves ever onward when we are gone. They hold our tears and our sweat, our love and our devotion, our healing and our hope, our dreams for the future. Water is life. It ties each of us together, all beings together. May we celebrate how interconnected we are with each other and with this earth. May we be reminded that each of us is made up of water and that the water inside us can be hard and cold, fluid and yielding, or floating in the air. Sometimes a mixture, right? That we can learn to be more like water by living in relationship with the constant change all around us and in us all the time.
Speaking of change, this year we are also marking the beginning of the ministries here for both of us. A new partnership in the staff between us and Emma and KJ, between all of us really. It is a time of renewal, a time when we are blessed by new possibilities that emerge from a new team of creating and loving people.
So we ask you now, in what ways have you been nourished, renewed, and or blessed by the water you pour into our common bowl here? In what ways have you received nourishment, renewal, or blessing from our common waters here in this community, or from the waters that brought you to this community, from your journeys before you entered? How have you been fed, reborn, or what have you learned? How have you been held, or what beauty has awoken in you that you feel that you can share? Hold the complexity of all of that in your heart and your mind for a moment and see if you can distill it into one word. Can you do that? I know it's a fun exercise. Distill it into one word. And we will share those blessings aloud with each other. Held in community, we'll name with gratitude the ways in which we are being restored in our lives right now. Maybe you will say, I am blessed with healing, or I am blessed with purpose, or I am blessed with a big open heart. That's 3 words, but I'll allow it. When you're ready, you may come forward. We're going to come down the center aisle and around the outside aisles. Does that make sense? We'll come down the center aisle and go back to your seat this way. Make sense? You can share from this. Use our symbolic water that is up here, of course.
I am blessed with the opportunity to do service.
Hooray. Thank you.
I am blessed with continuity.
Amen. Thank you. have a blessing?
I don't.
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm blessed with family.
Blessing?
I'm blessed with my friends.
Yeah, your friends. That's great. Thank you. Say a blessing? Yeah, share a blessing.
I am blessed with friendship.
Amen. Thank you. That's a really important one.
I'm blessed with my friends and family.
Yes, thank you.
I am blessed with love.
Amen. Thank you. I'm so glad you are.
I'm blessed with beauty.
Will you add your water in here?
I'm blessed with kindness.
Yes, you are. Will you turn around so everyone can see?
I'm blessed with open hearts.
Blessed with curiosity.
Thank you. Yeah, you can use that. Yeah, but just leave a couple. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm blessed with rust.
I'm blessed with friends.
My cup runneth over.
I am blessed with my family.
I'm blessed with vulnerability.
I am blessed with mystery.
I am blessed with community.
Thank you.
I am also blessed with community and kindred spirits.
I am blessed with curiosity.
I too am blessed with community.
I'm blessed to be upright and taking nourishment and still able to work and serve.
I'm blessed with long connections.
I've been shielded.
Gratitude.
I am blessed with determination.
Blessed with continuity of community.
Thank you.
I'm blessed with questions.
No, but it wasn't original.
I am blessed with nature.
Thanks, Walter.
I am blessed with adventure.
I am blessed with welcome.
I'm blessed with health.
I am blessed with sorrow.
I am blessed with family.
I'm blessed with Dog Man.
Dog man is a blessing sometimes.
I'm blessed with a big heart.
I'm blessed with family.
Oh, so many blessings. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Water ceremony is about each of us coming together, about each of us pouring our gifts and our talents into our community as a way of renewing and refreshing it. But it is important to remember that our community can and does pour back into us. Our community is a source of strength and renewal that we can each tap into and bring with us out into the world. So the next part of our ritual invites us to do just that.
Water, as we know, is part of the natural world, and to honor that part of our water ceremony today is grounded in respect and reverence for the earth-centered traditions and rituals around us. There are 4 altar tables here in this sanctuary. Did you notice that there's 4 of them all around the sanctuary? Did you have your noticing on this morning? There's one in the north. This is the north, yes? There's 4 tables here in the sanctuary. One in the north, one in the south, one in the east, and one in the west. On those tables are small containers of water sourced from this church, from our taps here in this community, so we know it's safe. This water symbolizes our community and the ways in which it feeds you and us all the time. The next part of our ritual calls us to notice this and to be renewed by the 4 corners and directions here.
But you might be asking yourself, what does each direction mean? What does it represent? Well, let us tell you. The element of the east, which is that table right over there. And these tables, I do want to preface, are not in their actual correct directional points, but we placed them in a way that we think will be the most accessible to the most amount of people. So it's east-ish, north-ish, and so on and so forth. The element to the east is air. You will find feathers on that table. Air gives us breath and life. We turn toward the east to invite in and be renewed by a fresh start, by knowledge, by learning, by curiosity, and by new ideas.
To the south, you'll find fire. Fire is a transformative force. It is heat and light and powerful change. We turn toward the south to invite in and be renewed by powerful change and action.
The element to the west is water. In the west, we are drawn into the experience of our emotions. Our emotions move through us like water, flowing through our lives, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, but always flowing. We turn towards the west when we seek to get in touch with our inner life and our emotions.
And to the north, we have earth. In earth, we find stability. The north represents the place that holds us, that allows us time and space to heal and grow, to feel nurtured and respected. It is also the place of embodiment, of connecting with our physical self, with the concrete, tangible world around us. We turn toward the north to invite in and be renewed by balance and the deep wisdom that lives in our bones.
Friends, now that we have called each of the directions, each of the 4 corners-ish, and given them shape and meaning, we invite you in just a moment when the music begins to move to the direction that calls to you, and we'll remind you what each one means. Move to the direction that calls to you in the places in your life that you feel need to be renewed.
We'll remind you in just a moment which one's which. When you get there, take one of the little containers of water. You can take that home, and then you can come share a blessing once again, a different blessing, and we'll remind you what that is too. I'm just going to go slightly out of order because I think it makes more sense. So use the water that you take to bless and renew your home, your family, or you in whatever way that feels the most right. Maybe you add it to your cup of tea. Use it to nourish a beloved plant or pet, cleanse a special object, whatever calls to you, right? This is your water to use for whatever will renew you, whatever will help you feel connected to this place and to each other. Hold the intention in your heart of what you wish it to represent as you consume it or share it with someone. See it with your whole heart as best you can. And then you may share something of the blessing of this water with all of us, but I'll ask you to do it in we language this time. We used I language the last time through. This time use we language. May we be blessed with vision. May we be blessed with clarity, or may we be blessed with joy. Maybe it's the same blessing that you say again, but within we language, or maybe you have a different thing that you need from us than what you brought in. Now we'll remind you what is what. May you journey to the east and the element of the air if this community helps you to feel inspired, curious, and ready for new ideas, or if that's what you need in your life.
May you journey to the south and the element of fire if this community helps you to feel empowered to create change and positive action.
May you journey to the west and the element of water if this community helps you to reflect and feel safe in your emotions.
And finally, may you journey to the north and the element of earth if this community helps you to feel balanced and grounded.
There you go. Take your walk. Please do.
Just make sure you take one that actually has water in it. Some of these are empty.
Yeah, I'll take that one. These ones don't have water. These also have water in them. Some of them have been emptied. Yeah. If you're ready to share, you can go ahead and start sharing. In the back.
Fire's all the way into the back.
You may start saying.
May we be blessed with resilience.
Ready to share, you can go.
We are blessed with newness.
You're welcome to take one if you'd like, or you can.
May we be blessed with fierceness.
Thank you.
May we be blessed with wisdom.
Thank you.
May we be blessed with laughter.
May we be blessed with living in the world of people.
May we be blessed with passion for change.
May we be blessed with joy. May we be blessed with openness.
May we be blessed with learning.
May we be blessed with love.
May we be blessed with joy.
May we be blessed with mystery.
May we be blessed with questions.
May we be blessed with curiosity.
May we be blessed with enthusiasm.
I bless everybody. It's good. So.
May we be blessed with creativity.
May we be blessed with playfulness.
May we be blessed with empathy.
May we be blessed with purpose.
May we be blessed with nature.
May we be blessed with family.
May we be blessed with acceptance.
May we be blessed with inspiration.
May we be blessed for love.
Want to say, may we be blessed?
May we be blessed with family.
Thanks, baby.
May we be blessed with patience.
May we be blessed with peace and harmony.
May we be blessed with compassionate action.
May we be blessed with resilience.
May all of our cups runneth over.
So many blessings, so many beautiful blessings.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
For those of you that are at home or watching on Zoom, we will keep a couple stones and feathers and pieces of sea glass and water in my office, and you're welcome to them anytime you are in the building. Once again, like so many before us, we have returned to this place,
To our community of hope and promise.
to our home so full of love,
To this sacred space of history, calling us forth to a grand future.
This water will be used to bless new life among us.
And to water some seeds we might plant in the yard.
And to water the seeds of change in our lives and in our communities.
To bless us to the changing of the world. May it be so.
Blessed be.
And amen. Will you join me in our final hymn, Come and Go With Me? It is in the teal hymnal. It is 10:17, 10:18, I was close. It is 10:18 in the teal hymnal. Please rise in body or in spirit and sing this one with gusto with me. You are invited, friends, to go on a journey with us. There will be rain and tears. There will be storms and some fear. There will be powerful and painful transformations over and over again. And there will be laughter and joy and play and mistakes and bumps, but it will be our journey. We do not know where we are going. We do not know where the journey will end, but for this time, we get to journey together. We get to hold each other close as we navigate the twists and turns, the raging rapids and the gentle waves. Will you come and go with me, with us? Can we journey together? Yes. You are a blessing, friends. You are a blessing. Go now and bless this beautiful and broken world. Amen.